I thought I'd shoot a short video on a repair I just did on my old 92 MTD snowblower. I haven't seen anything like this. You can see that this is the lever that operates the drive wheel assembly, and you can see that bracket in there, and you can see it comes out through the chassis there. The original design was that that lever is welded to a 1/2 inch piece of rod that comes out through and hooks into the lever for the adjustment. But of course what had happened was it has worn in that bracket down there. It's worn, both the bracket is worn a bit, but there was quite a groove in the rod, and up here as well there was quite a groove in the rod plus the chassis hole was worn a bit. So what I've done is, the parts would have cost me $100 Canadian to replace the rod and lever and the bracket, and of course I would have still had to put a bushing in the chassis. So what I've got there is a $5 spacer for a Skag wheel, 5/8 by outside by 1/2 ID, so the rod went right in it. It was 6 inches long originally when I bought it. So what I did was I opened up, reamed the bracket hole so the tube fits in there tight, and then cut it off so you can see it just comes out through the chassis where I enlarged it, and I had to grind a little bit off of the lever there. Unfortunately the original bolt had broken off, and as you know, when you drill something out it never drills out straight, so bit of a venture there, but I finally got a 1/4 inch bolt that has no slack in it. And then the other issue, of course, was you can see that there's a on the right, there's a 1/2 inch head and a 7/16 on the other, because I had it in and out so many times. But of course, the last time when I was finally putting it in, I had actually taken it out again to put some grease so that the rod only turns in the bushing. The bushing doesn't turn at all. The rod turns in the bushing, so it's fully supported and shouldn't wear at the ends like it did. But anyway, of course, that right-hand bolt stripped on the last try, and you can't just go and put a nut because you'd have to lift the engine. But anyway, I was able to enlarge it and tap it, and I have a 5/16 bolt in there now, and hopefully with the Loctite it'll stay tight. In fact, when I first went to take it apart, because of all the play, there was they were actually loose. This old machine tends to vibrate a little bit, but still runs good, blows good, 1992. But I just thought I'd do that video to show how maybe if it had been made like that from the factory, would have never needed repaired.